New videos every day.
So here's your question for today. True or false? Energy comes from caffeine. Now, if you answer true, let us know what you think and why energy comes from caffeine. If you say false, let us know where energy comes from if it's not coming from caffeine. So pause the video, let us know what you think, true or false, and then replay the video. I recently read an article over the internet, and it was talking about the top 10 energy zappers, and some of the things I agreed with and some of the things I didn't, and I thought some of the things were left out that were really important. So I took bits and pieces of it that I liked and thought was, applicable, and then added some of my own stuff and came up with the top 10 energy zappers, and that's what the video is today. Number 10, toxic people. Now, toxic people would be those people that are negative all the time. They always complain. They never look on the bright side of things. They're always the one to point out the problems but never come up with solutions. And if you're constantly hanging around those type of people, it gets you in that pessimistic attitude, which really just brings your emotion level down, your energy level down. And those are the people that you want to limit your time with. Number 9. If you hate your job, that can be one of the biggest energy zappers in your life. Now, if you are the kind of person that Sunday night you are dreading your week, you're dreading waking up on Monday morning to go to work, in the middle of the week, all you're thinking about is Friday when it's 5 p.m., my advice to you is to look for a different job, look for a different career, find something that you love doing. And this is one of my favorite phrases. If you find a job that you love, you will never work a day in your life. And if that is the attitude that you have about the job that you're in, then that is going to give you energy. Number 8 is dehydration. Now, dehydration can be mild, it can be with just a little bit of symptoms, or it can be all the way to the other extreme where you need to be hospitalized because you're so dehydrated. But just because you don't get to those extreme symptoms doesn't mean that there is a dehydration issue. So especially in the summer, we're coming up on the hottest months of the year, especially in the south with humidity being really high. You have to be careful about having enough water, drinking enough water, especially if you're going to be outside, because if you don't, you're going to be dehydrated, even if it is a mild dehydration, which is just going to drain your energy. It's going to make you feel exhausted. Number 7, energy zapper, lack of sleep. There's been a lot of studies showing that the average person just does not get enough sleep. And you've heard it, sleep is important, but it's really going to come down to the point where you have to make a conscious effort to have a routine sleep schedule. Just like you have a schedule at work, maybe you have to be there from 9 to 5, or you have schedules for other things in your life. With sleep, it is so imperative that you have a set sleep schedule. I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to that, maybe they go to bed at midnight, maybe they go to bed at 1 a.m., and then they're up at 6 or 7 trying to go to work the next day. That's not going to cut it, especially when your body needs that rest in order to produce enough energy throughout the day. And then not only that, here's another tip. If you are sleeping enough at night, it actually will help you lose weight and maintain a healthy weight. Number 6, lack of exercise. Now, because I exercise consistently, but I also talk to other people that do as well, and you can read it all over the internet, people who exercise more have more energy. Now, if you are not the kind of person that exercises on a regular basis, and the first few weeks or month or sometime in that period when you're starting an exercise regimen, you may feel more tired. But over the long run, your energy level will just go up so high because your body is meant to be active. But a lack of exercise where you're sluggish, you're not, doing anything active, and it doesn't have to be exercise in the gym. It can be gardening, it can be walking your dog. Those types of things actually help you sleep better at night and produce more energy throughout the day. Number 5 is stress. Now, when you are stressed, you have a ton of mental energy that's being exerted. So you're really burning up a lot of the energy that you want to use to get through the rest of your day, to be productive. And you're going to have to come to a point in your life where you start taking away the most stress-causing factors in your life in order for you to get through life. And it's something you have to do consciously. It's not going to happen on its own. But if you consider yourself to be one of those people that has a stressful lifestyle, you're just going to have to sit down and start eliminating those things in order for you to have more energy and not be fatigued all the time. Number 4, processed foods. Now, this is a big one because processed foods have so much junk and crap in them that if you're eating those on a consistent basis, you're contributing to toxicity in your body. You're overwhelming your liver, you're overwhelming your kidneys, and so those 2 organs and a lot of your other organs are so concentrated and involved in trying to keep your system running smoothly that it's using up the energy to do those functions rather than help you feel energetic so that you can be productive throughout your day. So the main point is to move towards eating more whole foods and less processed foods. Number 3, caffeine. Now, of course, people wake up in the morning and drink their cup of coffee to help them wake up, to give them energy. But caffeine does not give you energy, and that's why I asked you that question in the very beginning of the video, because caffeine stimulates your nervous system. It doesn't produce energy as if you're eating food, which produces energy. So it's a completely different kind of stimulation, and if you're using caffeine as your energy source, you're actually wearing your body out, and eventually you're going to crash. So what happens when you consume caffeine is your body releases this hormone called cortisol. Now, if cortisol is circulating in high amounts in your body throughout the day, it hinders your sleep. So maybe it's harder for you to fall asleep. You have decreased quality of sleep. You don't sleep as long. It also contributes to weight gain. And it promotes fatigue, so your end of the day, maybe you are trying to go work out, but you just don't have the energy. So keep that in mind. Don't depend on caffeine to give you energy because it's really not energy. Number 2 is sugar. We're not just talking about the sugar you buy at the grocery store to make a recipe, although that is obviously one type of sugar that we're talking about. The other sugars are going to be your simple carbohydrates, your refined, processed carbohydrates. So that'd be like your white bread, your white pasta, your white rice, your white bagels, all the things that are white, those are refined, simple carbohydrates, and that jacks your blood sugar up just as much as refined sugar or the granulated sugar you would use in a cookie recipe or something. Those are the things that you need to avoid because it spikes your blood sugar. Your pancreas releases insulin, which brings the blood sugar down, sends it to your cells, but you get that dip in blood sugar, and that causes you to be tired and fatigued, sluggish, not wanting to do anything, just because you had a spike of blood sugar and then you had a low of blood sugar. Number 1, and this has definitely got to be the biggest energy zapper there is, a poor diet. Now, a lot of people know what the macronutrients are. They're real familiar with them because they're on nutrition fact labels. So you got your protein, your fat, and your carbohydrates. Well, in order for your body to convert the fat, protein, and carbohydrates that you eat into energy, you have to have all the vitamins and minerals in order to do that. And guess what? If your diet doesn't have those vitamins and minerals, it pulls it from your cells as much as possible in order to break that food down into energy. But if you're deficient in any of those nutrients, then guess what happens with the food that you're eating? It doesn't produce energy. It just makes you feel more sluggish because it's being stored. It's not being utilized. So one of the best things you can do to increase your energy level is start eating a more healthful diet. If you have any questions about what a healthy and healthful diet looks like, be sure to watch the video that's called Whole Foods versus Processed Foods. It's one of my favorite videos. It is such an excellent resource for you, and it's going to answer a lot of your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. I will see you next time.
For hundreds of great more videos like this one, check out the Psychetruth channel on YouTube.